and welcome back to the Make It Count Show. I'm your host, Michelle, and today we have a special guest. Not only is she a colleague, but a friend. Her name is Brianna Brady, and we share a baby together. Welcome, Brianna.
Thanks, Michelle. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's so nice to finally, chat about our baby because we've been, nursing her for a while.
Yeah.
And I feel like the viewers kind of need to know our backstory, how we came together, because I would say that a lot of people think we're a family.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think we've known each other for a really long time. And funny enough, we're about almost 2 years, I think now, almost. Yeah. But yeah, it feels like it's been forever.
I know. And like immediately when we met, I was just like...
immediate connection.
It was like zing, like the zing. And it was like, okay, we have to do something together.
Absolutely.
I still remember our first like Starbucks like meetup.
I know.
And we were just like sitting there talking to each other. Like it felt like we had known each other for years.
It was so easy to have a conversation with you. And yeah, it was as if I was talking to my best friend or my sister and somebody who already knew everything about me. So it was really easy.
You know, the funny thing is, I know people are going to be like, what? When you like are so comfortable with someone, like you can go to the washroom in front of them.
Yeah.
How many times have we gone to events like, hey, like I'm peeing right now, I need to pee, and talk to me while you pee?
Pretty much every week we do that, at least. Yeah.
Like we'll be on speaker and be like, okay, talk to me. What do we need to do? That's how good we are together.
We really are. And I mean, I was saying this to my dad the other day, but I mean, I'm in my 30s and I think people don't realize your friend groups change.
Yeah.
And I'm so lucky that I've met you and some other women that in my 30s, and we have such a close bond now. And so it's so great to just naturally be able to gravitate to people who have like minds and goals and are in similar places in their life, and for it to be so easy.
I know. I feel the same way. Should we let them know who our baby is?
I mean, I think we have to.
Okay, you go first. So what's our baby?
So our baby is EmpowherHER Niagara. It is an all women's business networking group. This was a dream of yours and I's that came over just a coffee conversation. Yep. And I mean, I love it. And I think that September, we're 1 year since when we first formed this group. We have a great group of women and we're growing constantly, just like our real life babies are constantly growing and changing. It's great to see EmpowherHER, and I think that what we can do with that is, is like way up here.
I know. And honestly, like just seeing the empowerment, like obviously our name is EmpowherHER, but really seeing women support each other, cheer each other on, and knowing that they need this. Like that's the thing. We found that there's a need. Not that other business groups don't work, they're amazing, but sometimes it's nice to have a personal group where you feel like, okay, like we share the same challenges. We can share the same wins together. Like we understand what we're facing, as moms and as women, we have multiple hats, right? And this is kind of nice to be like, well, she's going through the same thing I'm going through. Like, I don't want to make dinner tonight and I have all these things to do. And it's like, okay, Brianna's going through the same thing, right?
Absolutely. I mean, you and I are often very much on the same like sports and schedule and balancing being a business owner or an entrepreneur and being a mom or just the regular challenges. I think one time we had a conversation about what's appropriate and not appropriate to wear to an event, something that just as women, we understand. And I think it was great to create an environment of women in business supporting one another. I do think that there has kind of been this history of almost competition created between women and like cattiness, where you're always trying to one up the other one. And I think the women that we have brought together, it's a great group of supportive people that we can lean on. And we don't have that. We do not have that environment of cattiness or competition. And everybody really is just encouraging one another and supporting one another. And so I'm so excited to see where it can go from there.
Yeah. And we host monthly events. Okay. So our group is monthly in-person events, monthly network Zooms, and they're all in the evening. So this, we found that this is a time that works best for women, specifically, who are managing a household, possibly managing their career. And it's time where they can kind of devote to themselves, maybe find a sitter, but a night out. So we have an event that we just hosted, and we want you to take a look. It was hosted here in Niagara at the Watering Can. Have a look. Wasn't it awesome to see all these women? And there we were kind of getting our hands dirty. That was a fun event, right?
That one was a fun event.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that we've had some fun ones, and we definitely have some fun ones planned for the future.
Yeah.
So
That's one thing about us. We're fun.
I think that was important.
Yeah.
I think when you and I were talking about it, one of our goals was not just to create a space to send referrals back and forth, but was a space where women could build lifelong relationships. It is harder to make friends the older you get. And as women, when we're wearing all of these hats, the time that we dedicate to ourselves is pretty minimal. So I look forward to our monthly events. It's my night out. And it's always something different, which is fun.
I love it.
And we've got lots of fun things planned for the future.
I know, exactly. So check it out, like our socials, our website. We'll post all the links below. But I think we should play a game, since we said we're fun.
Yeah.
And I love playing games. Okay, our life's a party. All right, so this is what we're doing. Okay, are you nervous?
A little bit.
Okay, take this.
Okay.
Okay. So we're going to play a game, Draw Your Heart Out. And you're going to pick a little word in here. Yes. There's a marker right here.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Now, you're going to pick a name.
Okay.
Or a word.
Yeah.
And you have 30 seconds to draw something for me to guess it.
Art is not my strong suit, so we'll see. Okay.
I found one thing that you're probably not good at. Okay. Don't look. Don't look. Okay. I'm going to start the timer. You're not allowed. You're not allowed. Okay.
Okay.
1 second. Ready?
Yeah.
Go. Oh. Okay.
Can I go?
No.
Oh.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Is it going to be hard?
It's going to be interesting.
Okay. I'm not really a good guesser either.
Okay.
Okay. Ready?
Yeah.
Go. I should mention that you get a prize if you win.
I like prizes.
But I got to guess it.
Okay. Well, I think that's as good as it's going to get.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I think you're almost past
Okay.
20 seconds. Okay. Let me see. Bread and pickles or something. Bread.
No, it's pickle.
Oh, it's pickles?
It's pickle.
It's pickle.
It's pickle.
Oh, it's pickle. But
Yeah.
oh my God, I can't believe I said pickle.
Yeah, like I drew a
I thought that
pickle,
was a
but then
baguette.
I was trying to draw a jar of pickles to try to get it more like.
Oh my God. Okay. You know what? Don't quit your day job.
No.
Okay. You could just put that beside you.
Okay.
All right. Love it. Now, let's talk about you and your journey, because when I met you and I heard about your story, and I was like, wow, super empowering. Like really, it was just kind of like, I can't believe you're doing all that you're doing. So tell us a bit about your story.
Well, where to start? Well, Well, I'm a paralegal now, but I definitely didn't take the straight road to get there. I always wanted to work in law. And so, I mean, in high school, I took advantage of the co-op program and I did a co-op placement at a local law firm in Niagara Falls. And I had planned on going to law school straight out of high school once I, got my BA and all that fun stuff. But my life kind of took a turn. And so I ended up going to Niagara College and I took the law clerk program. And at the time, the plan was do the 2-year law clerk program and then reapply to university and continue on to law school. And I graduated from the law clerk program. And part of that program is that you do a paid internship. So, I mean, at 18 years old, I was making money. Yeah. And so at that time, it was like, okay, well, maybe I'll work for a little bit and then re-explore going to school. I'm still pretty young. And so I did that for a little while. And at 22, I had a baby. And that's where I kind of thought my law school journey had ended. I was now responsible for this human being and, that added more financial, obligations. So, I mean, I moved around a little bit. I took a job in downtown Toronto and I commuted to Toronto. I relocated to Burlington to make that easier.
Gosh, I can't believe that.
Yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot with a toddler, but we did it. And then I, worked in Burlington for a little while, which was great because I wasn't commuting anymore. I was living in Burlington, which beautiful, beautiful city. It was lovely to live there. And then, a few years passed and my landlord came to me and he was like, "Oh, I'm going to sell the house." And at this point, my son was about to start kindergarten. And I'd only lived in that house for about a year. And I was like, you know what? I don't want to have to move every couple years because I'm living in somebody else's house. Yeah. So I decided to start looking to see if I could buy a house. And I was very lucky where I worked. They had a program with profit sharing. And so I was able to put aside some money. And smart. I did. I bought a house in Niagara Falls, where I still live now, and we relocated back home. And I commuted for a little while, but it was a lot. Like commuting,
yeah, for sure. Like with a kid too.
With the kid, I mean, I'm really lucky. My family was very close, and I did have a lot of support, and that made it easier. But the days were long, and mom guilt is a real thing.
For sure.
Yeah. I mean, it's a killer. That is in itself is a huge challenge. Yeah. But so eventually a good friend and mentor of mine who I'd worked for before, he invited me out to lunch and he asked me what would it take for me to come back and work for him. And honestly, just not having to do the commute was probably enough. So I went back and I worked with him and we made a great team. And he was always very encouraging of me, expanding my knowledge and that. And in fact, I remember at that kind of lunch interview, he said, "The next time you leave me to go somewhere else, like where will that be?" And I made a joke that it would be that I would be a justice of the peace. That was kind of my goal at that time. But there was a lot of criteria to become a justice of the peace, and one of them was that you have to have a 4-year post-secondary education. And because I'd only gone to college, I didn't have that. Yeah. So I started exploring going back to school, and that's when I went to Mohawk and I got my paralegal, and I'm now a licensed paralegal. And I've been doing that now for almost 4 years. Wow. I've had another baby since then, and I mean, she's not a baby anymore, but, and all of this was kind of during COVID, which was interesting in itself.
But just like the adversity, it just goes to show you that it doesn't mean your dreams are done.
No.
You know what I mean? Like there could be multiple different paths, just like a winding road.
Absolutely.
You'll get to the same destination. It might take longer, right? But doesn't mean it's over.
Yeah, and that's where I'm at right now. Yeah. since becoming a paralegal, and one of the criteria with the Law Society is I have to do continuing education and things like that. And so I was in one of my continuing education classes, and I met a fellow colleague, and he has been so supportive. But he really encouraged me to look into the LLB program through the University of London in the UK, which is all online. And I'm a third of the way done now. So I am in the process of getting my LLB and eventually writing the bar and becoming a lawyer here in Ontario. And it's been a long journey, and I still have a ways to go.
Yeah.
But I mean, 22-year-old me would not have believed that this was going to happen. Yeah. So, it's just the longer journey.
You are the poster to our baby. EmpowHER. You are the poster child. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
No, that's
Thank
awesome.
you.
And you know what? If you're watching this and thinking like, I don't know if I'm going to make it, or maybe you're on your third career, right? It doesn't matter. It just means you just have to have a dream. And you have to feel like, what you can achieve. You got to believe in yourself, really, what it is. And having support system is amazing, obviously. But the thing is, if you still have that passion and that fire within, it's achievable.
100%. Definitely having the support helps. I mean, oftentimes, I think you've asked me this too. You're like, when do you sleep? Like, how do you do it all? I'm really lucky. I'm lucky to have people like you and the women from EmpowerHer. They say it takes a village to like raise a family.
100%.
And the reality is it takes a village, the support to do what I'm doing, especially while having the two kids and managing their activities and making sure that the mom guilt doesn't take over. I really do rely on my friends, my family, my colleagues. So having all of their support really, really helps.
That's awesome. Thank you for sharing that. But I think that we need to know you on a deeper level.
Is this another game?
Yes. Well, it's not a game. It's get to know our guest.
Okay.
And I feel like you have such an inspiring story, but there's another level I know you. And I feel like everyone else should know you. Okay. So we're going to ask 5 questions.
Okay.
And just answer them as honestly as you can, so people really get to know you. And if you need any help with any dating services, I'm available for matchmaking. Okay. Ready?
Ready.
What's the most useless talent you have?
I don't know. The most useless talent I have? Well, I mean, in my 30s, probably that I used to be able to throw people in the air.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. What's your guilty pleasure TV show or movie?
Ooh, okay. My guilty pleasure TV show is The Challenge.
What is that?
Okay, it's on MTV. It's been around since like the 90s.
The Challenge. Am I old?
It used to be called Road Rules.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, you watch that?
Yeah. Yeah, I watch it. I follow them, their stories. And
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I oftentimes try to convince myself that I could do the challenges that
Right.
they're doing.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, I could do that. That's easy.
Yeah.
No way.
Don't even
No,
try.
No. But that is probably my guilty
I
pleasure TV
assess
show.
risk differently now. Like it's like when you're driving, when you're younger, you're blaring the music. You're like, woo. Now all of a sudden, if I'm looking at a red light, I got to lower the music because I'm not sure if I'm going to stop with the sound in my head.
I mean, I probably in my younger age got a couple speeding tickets because a good song was on the
It's always good to know a
radio.
paralegal. Okay. Have you accidentally ever texted the wrong person, and what happened?
Oh, 100%. 100%. I think a couple of times my sister and I have been, love you, Mom, complaining about Mom and accidentally actually texted Mom the complaint, which she clearly knew was not meant for her, but was definitely about her. Mm-hmm. I mean, my sister and I are those, like, if your mom tells you something, you hang up and you immediately call your sister to talk about it.
I have that too. I have that in my family too. I love you, Mom. That's not me. It's the other two. Okay, so what's the most awkward date you've ever been on? How much time do we have?
The most awkward date I've ever been on. Probably the date that like you wanted to end 5 minutes after it started and they just kept like pushing. And you're like, I'm friendly, I'm nice, I'm not going to be mean. But like, I had a really long day. And then they don't get
the signals.
No.
Their signal radar's off.
No, they don't get it. And you wonder, like, how can two people feel so completely different about the same situation? Like, polar opposites. I'm thinking that this is the worst date I've ever been on, and they're thinking, like, ooh, can't wait to plan the second one.
You're like, yeah, okay, bye. I've already said bye to you. Oh, my gosh. Okay. Last question for you. If you could swap lives with a celebrity, who would it be and why?
If I could swap lives with a celebrity, who would it be and why? Blake Lively, because who doesn't want to be married to Ryan Reynolds?
Yes, baby. I love my husband. Well, I think that we got to know you a bit more. If you want Brianna's number, please go through me because I am her dating consultant. Thank you so much for joining me today. It's been a pleasure. It always is. I feel like we could talk for hours.
Oh, easily.
And we do.
And Peter would probably be like, okay, come on.
Cut it out. Okay, cut it out. Okay, so if you want to know more about our baby EmpowherHER Niagara Business Club, follow the links that we've posted. Please like our socials, check out our website. If you want to learn more about Brianna, I'll post a link at where she works. If you need any paralegal services, and watch out, she will be a lawyer. And thank you so much for joining us today. Hopefully stay tuned for the next one. And I'm going to leave you with this. Dream big, act bigger. Thank you.